It's the holidays and it's a crazy time. It's a joyful time, but it could be more stressful than joyful, depending on your situation as a parent, whether you're parenting with someone or solo parenting. It just brings up a lot of stress in a time that you think this is, family time, time together. And actually, I'm feeling more stressed during this time, more pressure, and my kids are just off the charts, super hyperactive or like really energetic. They're fighting. There's just extra stuff going on and extra pressure on you as a parent, and you feel like you're drowning. I'm Michelle, mom the manager, parenting coach, and child life specialist with over 2 decades of experience in pediatric medical and mental health. I just want to let you know you are not alone in this struggle, and some of you just have a harder path. That your children, you love them dearly, but some kids are just harder. Some kids need more support, more structure, and a lot more patience. The best therapy, though, is love. And I know that's really hard when you're feeling overwhelmed. And when I talk about self care, that's right why I wrote my book, I Quit. Oh, wait, I'm the mom. Well, you can't really quit, can you? You may want to, but that is just you saying, my nervous system is done. I am so overwhelmed. Social media can be wonderful, but also, a burden on us because things are popping up, all these, activities to do and money to spend and what people are doing for their holidays. And we can get caught up in that. We get caught up in, is this how I should be doing things? Maybe it doesn't feel good for you, but you feel this is what you need to do because everybody else is doing it. Your kids are going to notice that they're missing out, and you love your child, you love your family, you want to do the best. But how is it working out for you? Does it make sense to be doing all the things that you're doing, and then you have this kid that is climbing the bookshelf? Or maybe you have a super anxious child that is refusing to do any of the fun stuff that you're thinking, I planned all of this, I spent the money on it, what is going on? And that could be you too. Maybe you're feeling like, I want to get into it. I'm having fun. My partner is not interested. And we are just not on the same page. So I want you to really just step back a little bit and say, what is working? What are the things that are going well? I feel like that can be a struggle for parents, especially when they're having a hard time. They just think like nothing's going very well. I do not feel effective in my parenting, how I respond. Maybe one child is okay, the other child not at all. So what happens is some parents will just say, forget it, there's no point. Others will punish. And it can feel very frustrating, and it's not very motivating when you think what I'm doing doesn't work. So in my work in pediatric mental health, I work with teenage parents with teenagers and children, like parents of children as well, as young as 6 years old. And every child has a different need. And this is a sensitive time for a lot of kids. There's not a lot of structure. So if you've got a child that's ready to go, like a child with ADHD, they are dopamine chasers. Let's go, let's go. I want to do the things, right? And then if they don't, if things don't go well, then there's huge tantrums and it's like the end of the world, where you're just feeling like, I can't get ahead of this. So that is something that you can do, is just step back a little bit and say, okay, what is going well? With the holidays and the lack of structure and the extra candy and foods and lack of sleep and mostly lack of structure and also just a stressful time and chaos. Let's step back from that. And before all of this happened, what was going well? And what is getting in the way? And how can I reinforce the things that are going well? Because if structure is going well, routines are going well, and then over the holidays you think we're just going to let it go or there's no point, well, maybe this is something that you need to hold on to. Maybe that sleep routine is really important. So you're going to make sure that, you're not staying too late at the party because then it's really tough for your child to transition. It can be hard too because you may have other children that are okay, that they have no concerns, not a big deal, and then we've got to leave because of this kid, and then that sibling rivalry can really ignite. So planning ahead, having that plan, really setting your child up for success, and that it's not a surprise that we're just leaving the party early, or that you still have to go to bed and then your siblings get to stay up. But essentially what I say is, when you are talking to your child, we are not just saying you've got this behavior, so this is why you've got this punishment. And then it's like, everybody hates me. This is unfair. I want to stay up later too. And it's like, okay, how do we set them up? And you have that conversation proactively, trying to be calm and saying, yes, you would like to stay up. However, what happened yesterday? And you didn't get to bed until midnight. And then in the morning, you and your sister really fought. And it was a really hard day, wasn't it? So, how can we meet in the middle? If you want to stay up a little bit later, but this is what I'm going to need from you. Same thing if electronics are an issue. If they are really having a hard time coming off, but you want to keep them occupied, then you may have to plan ahead, have more play dates, things that are going to keep their body moving, because maybe they're quiet for a little bit on the electronics, but they get really agitated. It's really tough for them to get off of the electronics. And then it's like, what's the motivator here for me to say yes when the behavior just goes through the roof? This is the harder part about having a strong-willed child or a child with ADHD, that these are the things that get in the way. And when you've got those quiet, shy, timid children, that that can be the other side. It doesn't mean that they don't get explosive, because they can. We see the tip of the iceberg, but what's underneath that? And them getting angry can be like, I've had enough. Like, I don't want to do this thing, and I'm telling you enough, and I'm refusing to go. I'm refusing to do that thing. So really taking a look at each child's needs can feel a little overwhelming. Can you tag team? Can you meet them in the middle, or stay for a shorter period of time? So if you've got an anxious child, you may have to prep them that you're not just going to say an hour before we're leaving, we're going to a party, and they're like, no, I don't want this, right? So instead, it's like, let's put the calendar up. I mean, this is good for all the kids to understand. Today is going to be a down day. Today is going to be a pajama day. But there are days that we're going to have some structure, that we're have to do A, B, and C, and then you can go outside and play, or then you can have your electronics. But there's certain expectations, so we've got a little bit of structure and expectation. You've got a child with anxiety that is saying, I'm not interested in doing any of these things. I don't want to go. So it's prepping them, putting it up on the calendar, that they know what's going to be happening, giving them a little bit of a warning, validating their emotion, and then saying, I'm here for you. We're still going to go. It makes sense that you really don't want to go to this party because it can get really loud. Do you think it would be good to have a plan if you need to take a break? Or that you can sit with me for a few minutes, or I'll go down with you with the kids for a few minutes, and then I will go back up and check in on you. So you're not just saying, get over it, get in there, you're fine, because that's very invalidating to a child that is not feeling fine, that is not motivated to go. And again, they're needing your calm, your support, but it doesn't mean that you need to be there every step of the way. You're just saying, I hear you. How can I support you? And what is one step forward for you to become a little more independent, or do this on your own? And also, when things go well for all the kids, right? Catch them being good, even if they can't sit for 10 minutes, catch them in the first 5 minutes and let them know, thumbs up, I'm watching you, nice work. Kids want to do well. And, acknowledging that they were able to do something even when it was hard. Or, look, that was actually, you thought it was going to be like a 5 out of 10 bad, or a 2 out of 10 bad, and you ended up having fun. So that's something to remember. I'm really proud of you for trying. And the next time we have to go to a party, maybe this will be something that we can remember that this time you didn't want to go, but then it was okay. So these are small little tips. I'm going to drop a few links for you for some of my courses that are very affordable, real life tips with real life adult parent questions and how to handle them, because this is a tough time. So you want to kind of get ahead of it, have a little bit of structure. I've got some tools, some tips, with all these different kinds of behavioral strategies and emotional regulation kind of strategies as well, depending on what you need. So I'll drop them below. Comment if this resonates with you. Comment if you learned something new or you feel validated that you are on the right path. I'm here to support you. If you have got any questions, DM me. I'm one message away. You do not have to do this alone, and you don't have to figure it out. Sometimes parenting can really feel hard, so I'm here to support you.